the art gallery. Men in the Harkness, can you come out and meet everybody? So, this is a very exciting moment of everyone coming together to find what's visible in what has formerly been invisible. And this metaphor is being shown by our wonderful artist. There she is. I was looking all over for Karena Massengill. And I would like you to begin our gathering here by explaining how this show came to be, how the art speaks to itself and to us, please.
Great. Well, I was thrilled when Lynn offered me a solo show here, and I've been working a lot on work inspired. The work here is inspired a couple different things. Climate change is one of the biggest inspirations for me. I feel very, very strongly about it. For instance, the Amazonian atrocities. In 1978, I traveled up the Amazon 1,000 miles on a cargo ship, and I shudder to think how different it is now with all the fires and the clearing of the forest, and it breaks my heart. The work is also inspired from my travels, our travels in Tanzania and Kenya, and we spent 3 weeks visiting tribes, the Kikuyu, Maasai, and the Samburu. The people least responsible for climate change are suffering the most. And we're seeing this around the world, and it breaks my heart. And of course the wild animals, they are so majestic and beyond words. So some of the work, again, this is inspired from our travels on the safari. This is the work about the Amazonian atrocities. This is, I just finished this before installing. This is called Sinking, and it's again about climate change and this precious life that we have, silver leaf in here, and how it's changing for so many animals and people, all of us. I mean, look at this coronavirus. I mean, all these things that are happening that we were warned about, and the inconvenient truth, are coming through now, and it's very frightening. These are about climate change. This is fracked, geysers, and green is good. Here's a price list here if you're interested. And this work here, again, more inspired from my travels. In, for instance, this right here is the Maasai. They do this thing with their ear and have this very heavy kind of earring. And then, of course, the water buffalo and the lions and the landscape. And this was inspired when I went to Japan. I was very inspired by the religion. Shintoism is, what really inspired me is they don't worship a deity, there's no God. It's the most widely practiced religion in Japan, and they worship nature, which again ties in with this. A lot of their beautiful places are in natural, they make them in a beautiful forest, again attributing the nature. So this has some old elements of Shintoism for nature as well as architecture. Old and new was the inspiration of this. This piece, the climate change on steroids, again, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. What I'm trying to do is make beautiful things that people will look at and be inspired to maybe do their bit. Like I wash my saran wrap and use it over and over again. It's just a little thing, but you know what? It's one less bit of trash. And if we all just do our little bit, we can make a difference, Again, this is the Maasai. I was so moved. And this is Alex. He was so young. He's soon to be the new chief. And he told me he had 14 children. And I thought, I'm old enough to have 14 children. And then he told me that his friend had died, she starved, and so he took her children. And that's what they do. They just take over their children. They become part of their family. So he was just such a lovely, lovely man. And I was so inspired. And then again, this is more from my travels. Breathtaking animals. It's got reflections of all different animals. This piece from, again, my travel in Japan. If you've ever been to Osaka and you've seen the National Art Museum, it's a giant sculpture designed by Cesar Pelli. It is magnificent. If you just Google Caesar Pelli, he just died recently. I made this before he died. But it's just, it's a magnificent art museum underground, and the architecture, the stainless steel tubular shapes go 2, 3, 4 stories in the air. So I was inspired to make that. This piece is melting. This again is about climate change. And these are different states of mind. Choices that we make, and fractured echo, and then also the fractured. The way these work, I often start with a drawing, and then I lay it out on my steel welding area. I'm a trained welder fitter from a million years ago when I went into Canada, and they were hiring, they wanted to hire welder fitters to work on the pipeline to bring the oil down from Alaska. So I graduated with my Bachelor of Fine Arts, and I went and I got paid by the government to be trained as a welder fitter. And I was working next to guys that were convicted felons, and I had to be able to spit nails because they forgot about Rosie the Riveter for sure. That was long enough ago. They didn't know about her. So I learned how to weld then, and I'm actually a pyromaniac. But I have it under control. I'm using my art, and that's about it. Any questions? Thank you for listening.
We have quite a contingent here from the Long Beach, San Pedro area, and the NOAA, National Organization for Arts and Healthcare Conference will be this coming September in Long Beach. So all the artists that are working here with us and the education programs and peer mentoring programs that are coming out of this, we hope will be part of the international NOAA, National Organization for Art and Healthcare Conference, September 22 through 24. And other people that we have here from our educational department are the Price School leaders of our Price School Mentor-Mentee program, Valerie Savior and Thomas Eng. And we also have our mentees. Yes.
Hi everyone.
So
Nice to meet you guys.
this is peer mentoring here, and Josh Cohen, step out into the room so they can see you.
Come out into the light.
And Josh is, well, you could tell them better than I. You're working on.
I'm an author of a book called Video and Filmmaking as Psychotherapy, Research and Practice, and there's a whole tradition of using films as part of psychotherapy. So we're going to be applying that to a new project that's in collaboration with Pure Mental Health and Painted Brain. I'll let you introduce that.
Yeah, sure. So hi, David Eli Israelian, co-founder of Painted Brain and founder of Pure Mental Health. It's an arts and tech media rehabilitation vocational program. So we are supporting the TAY population, transitioning age youth between the ages of 18 and 29, to support them in getting the training they'll need to have sustainable jobs in careers for media and tech. We teach them how to build websites, social media marketing, and we get into doing, thank you, and also journalistic writing and photojournalism. So we want to empower the mental health community of youth to voice, their stories and to build different solutions that can help their peers. So it's coming from them. So rather than, an example would be, you hear about all these applications people use on their phones for their well-being, but I would love, and this is my vision, to have them create the app, right? So you empower them with these technical skill sets to code, and then slowly and surely build the training platform similar to Lynda.com, and then have them go out there and train the peers, and then have them get hired to continue to build that app upon the app. So, you hear about Lynda.com, I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. It's a learning platform that's now been merged with LinkedIn, so they own it. And we need that for our mental health community.
So we'll talk a little bit more when we go in the Harkness Auditorium to see some of that. But I also wanted to introduce at this moment Diane Tillman. You could just maybe hold up your curriculum book. Do you have them? Or did they go?
They went into the other room, so we can pretend they're here.
Beautiful curriculum that
Thank
you
you.
can move into 3D VR and educational games, working with the team that we have here. These are Diane's books, and she does work from pre-K through 3, and then middle school and high school, and even adults with the education program that she has here. And we're just giving you a brief interview of all these things because this exhibition goes through till March 8th. Is that correct? 14th. March 14th. And we're going to be doing many of these programs. We just want you to come back now that you're getting to know each other. We want to thank Crystal Wells, because Crystal has provided the snacks that you're having here today. And Crystal also always brings the harmony and unification of our groups together with her incredible gift that I'm going to ask her to display right now so that we can go into the other room and learn more about spot ball and art collecting on international levels, 500-year-old masterpieces of art and that sort of thing from Lionel Pomero. And Crystal, will you then harmonize us so we can go into the other room, please?
Well, greetings everyone. It's always a treat to be here because Mrs. Lynn Crandall does it well. She is the master networker. She knows how to bring the people together. I was talking to Crystal Clark. I said, you know, as big as the university is, people never really get a chance to know who's on the same campus teaching in a certain field that they may be interested in. I say, but Lynn knows how to put them together and create an opportunity for them to come here to the gallery. So we're very thankful for you. Your work is not, you know, unnoticed. It's very, very big, okay? So I just want everybody to know that. So I don't know what to sing, but I just heard something like, on this day, we are gathered together with Karena, Massengill. On this day, we are here to celebrate her mastery and art and culture from around the world. We are here gathered together in love. Woo!
Shepherd and more art with Nancy Weber. Everybody in this room is gifted.
Yes.
So talk to each other and use our questionnaires from the Price School to help you make conversations.
And then the third
Yes. No, I do not remember.
This is
opening reception. We hope you'll buy everything you see. We hope you share everything that's here so we can make $1 million.